And you know what bugs me most about this? It could be so much better than it is. I mean, just those last few scenes. So he kills was it Fayet? I was gonna say Lafayette. No, no, Fayette, Fayet, and it's the point of I want to make you suffer. That's a really interesting thing to kind of examine. Is like, oh, do you do this killing to for your own sake, or to protect people and to help people and to make the world better, or to satisfy your own personal desires? That'd be an interesting thing to then have him investigate and have the assassins brought in, talk to him a lot more about it. And maybe then you're forced to do some missions without killing people, or you just kind of your non-violent things. And then that end is like, that's a really cool end. That's a really good end. It'd be good to kind of, it'd be good to kind of expand on that, and just kind of expand on the whole game, the whole DLC. You could, the idea of an assassin working with someone who may be working with the Templars for their own agenda, I think is great. I think an assassin working to liberate slaves like this, I think is great. And it's like, those ideas are brilliant. I don't think they're particularly well implemented in this game. I don't like the idea of, oh, you need to get this many people before you can advance. It's like, no, you could just, let me progress. Make those parts of the adventure. Especially, this has been what? I think the last one was an hour and a half. This is approaching 2.5 hours. This is a 4-hour DLC. And it's, you could add more to it. Instead of making the numbers be necessary, make certain activities. You have to take down a slave ship, and then the second mission for a slave ship acts in different kind of works slightly differently, obviously with the way it ends. And so that kind of, you could do that, and then the numbers becomes for completionists. So you add a bit more time to it. I don't like the way the plantations worked. And I guess the reason it happens that way is to stop people going in, all guns blazing, as it were, and just going after the overseers. You'll come towards me, and I can just counter you and kill you. But the thing is, that kind of makes sense from a kind of logical point of view. I'm not going to go and kill these random people who aren't doing anything. Like, maybe if they start kind of looking like they might be joining you, maybe I'll go for them. But if they're just waiting for you, if they're just kind of scared or doing their job, I'm going to go after you. Because then I put you down, I can say, this is what happens if you try and escape, but if you don't try and escape, you're looked after. Just thinking of it from a kind of political way, from that kind of politics kind of way. And it's just, I don't know. Wasn't a fan of that. Basically you have two major characters of Adewale and Bastien, and I really like them. I like the fact that they kind of hinted at a romantic kind of a romance between them without going into it. And again, that's something that I think would have been really good to kind of gone into and had a bit more oomph behind it by just, again, you spend more time on that because it's a kind of interesting little part of the relationship. And I think that's kind of ultimately the frustration of this game is, I think the sailing, because of how little you did of it, was pointless. While at the same way, having said that, there's loads of good ideas. I'm yawning. There's loads of good ideas to this game, this DLC, that could have made a really good full game. And it just, because it didn't have that, because for whatever reason, Ubisoft didn't really wanted just to have a very short bit of DLC like this. I think it's made the game, the DLC and the ideas in it seem worse. And it's also like, it's very unlikely, I would suspect, it's very unlikely that a game on these kind of topics would be brought back, would be done again. So you've done a few good ideas, you've taken them, done them badly, and you've done them badly in a way, kind of, so that we're probably not going to see them again. Which is, and I think another frustration with it is, like, this is probably the one time you're going to do something like this. I mean, whether they can or not, from a kind of, is a separate sense. And I think it raises the question of, is it because the main character would have been black? I mean, there is the whole kind of straight white male classic thing, but that sells. If you change from that, are you still going to sell? I mean, that's a question. Is that part of what Ubisoft's worried about? And is that, would it sell if you had a full game with a predominant cast of black characters? I would hope the answer was yes, but I don't think I don't think there's been one. And I think unless an indie game does that, really pushes for that, so there might be an indie game that I'm not really aware of, which has got all black characters, or certainly a large predominant number of black characters, or even just or a predominant number of black protagonists or heroes. I think until an indie game does it, and it then works and sells, which I would hope it would, I can't see a AAA publisher doing it. I think most games, I'm trying to think of, most games are predominantly white. And if you want to do a cross-section of, I think certainly the UK, I think that would be fair, but these games aren't set through a cross-section. It's not a person from here that meets this many things, and there's a percentage of people according to the census, a percentage of people who fulfill this. These are the people you have. This is the people in this group, and they are what they are. So, I don't know. It's the frustration of good ideas that are not really used in a good way, which is frustrating. Frustrating. We'll stick with that. I'm really tired. My words are not wording. And these credits seem to be interminable. I mean, there's not really much else to say kind of about Assassin's Creed 4 as a whole. There did seem to be an over-reliance on eavesdropping or tailing. It's not something that I really like. I don't think those missions are that good, in my view. But I suppose that's what they want to go with. If you're kind of playing this kind of investigative kind of character, which an assassin would have to be in these games, you kind of need to have things like that because you're not giving conversations and control of the conversations to the players, because that limits what you can do. It limits the control of the story, makes it a bit. You have to then kind of branch out the dialogue, and you kind of want the dialogue to kind of allow itself to come back into the proper story. The written story, which means that actually getting that, you're going to have to get that information anyway in the conversation. So do you then loop background? Are they looping through the Assassin's Creed 4 credits at this point? It's just, yeah. I don't know. I don't know where this where I was going before I just got really distracted. Yeah. So I hope that the next few games don't kind of make to the kind of same things happen, which is an over-reliance, in my view, on tailing and eavesdropping. But I also kind of hope that they use the ideas they've got really well. I don't know much about Rogue. I'm just trying to think about these things. Then there's Unity, which is set during the French Revolution, which historically had one assassination that I know of, which was done by a woman, and I know enough about Assassin's Creed Unity to know there's a big kind of uproar in the fact that it was another straight white male protagonist, which I can especially understand for that, again, for the aforementioned female assassin. And then Syndicate is set in the 19th century, as much as I know off the top of my head. We've already had Ubisoft Quebec go through with the. I think this is looping through Assassin's Creed 4 credits. Why? What's the point? I'm running out of things to say, so I think I shan't push myself any longer. I'm going to go. I'll probably let the credits rumble through because I just let them run through. I think it's kind of a sign of respect to all these people who have done work. It's not their fault that this bit of DLC was lacking. I'm guessing there was some kind of, you should do this and this and this and make it this long so that it does this and then get it out the door and this. I don't know. But I think they do deserve kind of props for making a great game in Assassin's Creed 4 and a alright bit of DLC. Although I wouldn't mind it if the credits just stopped. I'm not sure what I'm doing next time. Still waiting for some people I think some people are commenting now, actually have commented on Unity, saying Unity's the one to do. And they're kind of, some people have been like, oh, well, here's a reason for Rogue, here's one for Unity. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I might not even do an Assassin's Creed, I might do something different next. I don't know. I suppose we'll find out together next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching. New York City, Bagenzo, Brooklyn, Bagenzo.
allez mon les miso Batalaye allez mon les miso Batalaye Ogou c'est loi di félier Véraille c'est loi la guerre Allez mon les miso allez mon les miso allez mon les miso Batalaye Péraille c'est loi di félier Au goût c'est loi la guerrier Pierre allemand les miso Pierre allemand les miso Au Batalaye Marcher dans nuit tôt, m'pa gen chance. Marcher à de la sirène, mal rive moins. Marcher dans nuit tôt, m'pa gen chance. Marcher à de la sirène, mal rive moins. Yon sel ti petit moi gen mambo la sirène oh. Yon sel ti diamant moi gen mambo la sirène oh. Ma perele la sirène oh. Ma perele la baleine oh. Kade marcher moins you know, mal rive moins. Agoe. Marcher dans nuit tôt, m'pa gen chance. Marcher à de la sirène, mal rive moins. Oh, agoe. Marcher dans nuit tôt, m'pa gen chance. Marcher à de la sirène, mal rive moins. Yon sel se petit moi gen mambo la sirène oh. Yon sel ti diamant moi gen mambo la sirène oh. Ma perele la sirène oh. Ma perele la baleine oh. Kade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. Oh, marcher dans nuit tôt, m'pa gen chance. Marcher à de la baleine, mal rive moins. Marcher moins you know, m'pa gen chance. Marcher à de la sirène, mal rive moins. Yon sel ti petit moi gen mambo la sirène oh. Yon sel ti diamant moi gen mambo la sirène oh. Ma perele la sirène oh. Ma perele la baleine oh. Gade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. Jazz. Marcher dans nuit tôt, m'pa gen chance. Oh. Marcher à de la sirène, mal rive moins. Ago, ago, pral. Marcher dans nuit tôt, m'pa gen chance. Moi marcher à de la sirène, mal rive moins. Yon sel se petit moi gen mambo la sirène oh. Yon sel ti diamant moi gen mambo la sirène oh. Ma perele la sirène oh. Ma perele la baleine oh. Kade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. 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 La baleine kade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. Papa pia patata ta 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 ta. Papa pia patata sa ta ta ta. Kade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. Kade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. Morgan kade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. Kade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. Steve kade marcher moi you know, mal rive moins. Tia papa patata mal rive moins. Dosu masae marasa kala dogwe anasi adogwe. Dosu masae marasa kala dogwe anasi adogwe. Dokoli dogwe agoe. Dokoli dogwe agoe marasa kala dogwe anasi adogwe.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.